Hey everyone, this is KatherineOfSky. I just wanted to say a huge thank you to all of the patrons who've been supporting me for months and years, as well as all of these new people. Thank you so much for your gifts, either through Patreon, increasing your Patreon pledge, or PayPal or Super Chats. It is so much appreciated. So thank you so much. Heart, heart, heart. Hey everyone, good morning from Swedenland. This is KatherineOfSky. So I'm recording this in the morning after I had the surgery yesterday. I'm in a lot of pain. I haven't brushed my hair. I'm not allowed to leave the bed technically. So please forgive me for any faux pas in that arena. I guess I'll just start telling you about what happened. I'm not going to go into great detail about the surgery, but I am going to make a video about the great detail of the surgery, which is going to be more visceral and yeah, you might want to have a strong stomach for that one, but I'll post that on my Refreshingly Swedish channel. This is just an update for you, let you know what's going on. So yesterday, also, I had this drain in my neck, and it hurts so much. It hurts so much. I've already asked for all the pain medication I'm allowed, and it's just hurts so much. So I'm waiting for the doctor to come in and hopefully take it out. Anyway, so I was told the previous night and yesterday morning that I would be called first into surgery. So I was like, okay, yeah, get up. I got up at 6. I just naturally woke up because I had tried to go to sleep early. And then at 7 was when they were going to start calling people. So I was waiting and waiting, and I was like, oh my God, why am I not being called? And so then it gets to like 10 and 11, and I'm like, oh my God, it's already afternoon, just about. So I was really worried at not being called initially because they told me they'd do it in the morning or they would do it another day. They wanted to be real fresh and just because I guess it's very complicated. So finally, I think at 11, the doctor came, or the surgeon came to see me, and he says, you're going to be called soon. So I'm like, okay. He inspected my line on my neck. Some people said that was post-surgery. No, it was just permanent marker. They drew on my neck where to cut. And as you can see, I have this bandage going on right now. I haven't even seen the wound yet. I'm slightly scared and horrified what it might look like because it was long. It was a very long, big cut. Anyway, so he redrew the thing because in all the washing and de-germing and sanitizing and all that, the line got a little bit muddied. So he redrew the line slightly more forward, which was also scary. So it's going to be more visible on the front side of my neck. But they got to draw where their artery is. They can't. It's not like you can dig for gold and find some random artery somewhere. This is a specific one. So anyway, eventually, about an hour later, they did call me. So I went to the pre-op where they put in like an arterial line in my hand. Oh God, I don't even want to tell you all the things. But I guess throughout the process, it's been a lot of nice people, people trying to be as kind as possible. I mean, they know they have to hurt you with the medical stuff, but they try to be as gentle as possible. Also, I want to tell you that even though I'm going to talk about things that are not pleasant, you should not put off having this surgery if you need it, okay? Because pain is temporary, right? Except for my migraines. But yeah, pain is generally temporary, and you will recover from that. So don't be afraid of pain. Pain doesn't kill you. Blocked arteries will kill you, though. They will. So anyway, oh God, sorry. It hurts when I swallow. It hurts when I move. It hurts when I do anything with this damn drain in here. It really hurts. Like my teeth hurt, and I'm not complaining. Okay, I'm just informing. My teeth hurt. both upper and lower on this side. So yeah, I'll talk more about that in a bit. Anyway, so pre-op, they try to get stuff in you, and it's so funny because I said, "Wow, this is taking a while." I was in pre-op for at least half an hour. She's like, "Oh yeah, yeah. Normally we do this while you're asleep, under anesthetic." I'm like, "Oh, okay." But the thing was, is I didn't have sleepy medication. So what happened is I was, taken to the operating room, and they had to get a lot of stuff done, like a catheter, which is not good for me. It's very it feels very dehumanizing and undignified and all this, but it was needed. So yeah, I had to do that, like a urine catheter. I don't like people looking at my parts. Okay, that's not part of my culture. I don't like it. It's just I felt it like humiliating, you know, and they had trouble getting it in, and it was painful. It was just okay. I'm not gonna go on about that. Anyway, so many people were like working on me. I felt like sort of a doll that children, like 15 children, were playing with at the same time. People on this arm or that arm or whatever arm. At some point, I had 4 IVs, and it felt like I had 8 because they had stuck me many times. My veins are very, very slippery and very stealthy. They sort of hide when nurses come out. So I had an arterial line which would automatically measure the blood pressure in my body, and I had 3 other IVs, one of which was put in the night before, but it was too small of a vessel. It's the one in my hand here. So they were like, well, we need something, bigger. And so I had 2 in this hand. There's one still there, which is at a very bad spot. It hurts, and it's like I can't move my wrist because of where it is. And anytime I try to move my wrist, it pushes it in further, so it hurts a lot. Anyway, but yeah, my veins are very slippery. You probably have better veins than I do. You probably do. Anyway, so there's a lot of poking and prodding and moving and pillows here and move your head this way and that way, and like it just feels like almost insane how much like they're just moving around and adding things. I felt like a cyborg at some point because I also had EKG wires all over me. I had cables everywhere. There were so many that were getting tangled, and all the IV lines, and it was just so much. And then they build this sort of like tent over your face, so you can't see what's happening. And I said, I can't see what's happening anyway. Eyes do not reach down here. I cannot possibly see what's happening on my neck. But no, we'll just build a tent. And I think it was actually pretty good because the surgery lights are very bright, like really, ow, that hurt, really bright. I should not be so, yeah, emotional. Chill, calm. Actually, when I talk, it raises my blood pressure, I found out. So I'm going to try to be calm here. Anyway, they built this tent out of like, those kind of like blue paper sheets they have at doctors' places. Yeah, like out of that stuff, which was cool because it shaded me from the worst of the light. So that was really nice. So they built this little like little cave for me, but there was a lookout because I told them I was claustrophobic, but they so that they could do tests. So during this surgery, I was awake. I was definitely awake. It was kind of strange because, like during part of it with this catheter thing, they're like, the anesthesiologist is like, oh yeah, I'll give you some be happy drugs. I'm like, okay, good luck. Because drugs like that don't work on me like other people. Like that drug did not make me relax. It just made me feel like dizzy, like really dizzy. Like if you're getting motion sick on a boat or something. It like if I lifted my head a centimeter, I was just like, oh my God, like it felt like the world was spinning. It was really not great. It did have the effect of making me slightly sleepy. So it was a sedative of some variety, but I think other people it makes feel relaxed and chill and high, I guess. But I definitely did not feel good. I don't know what being high is. I've never been high to my knowledge. I mean, I've had other drugs. Like just last night, I had morphine, and yeah, it takes away the pain. It does not make me feel happy or like. Anyway, I'll get to another story later. I got to remember to put things in order and not ramble too much. So anyway, she gave me that, and it was fine, I guess. And I just got all the things done, and then they just started doing surgery, and it's scary. They use this method of cauterizing, like when they sliced my skin, I could feel them cauterizing with this electrical tool. Cauterizing is basically burning the flesh to stop it bleeding, because you don't want the blood leaking out everywhere. So they use electricity to do that. I didn't know this. I thought they used like in the past they used like hot iron kind of stuff. But now they use electricity for this. They put a special thing on my thigh so that I wouldn't get like electrocuted, which was good. But it, like, when they were doing this, it like made my lip like jump and my jaw jump, and I was like, what is going on? Like, well, I knew what was going on, but I was like, is this normal? Oh yeah, it's fine, it's fine. But it was quite a lot. Like, it was quite, like really violent shaking of my jaw and my lip, the muscles basically. But there was nothing bad that happened from that. No, I didn't bite my tongue or anything. It was just fine. And like I said, I had this like window from under my little cave of blue blankets, that I could communicate with the anesthesiologist, and let them know if anything was wrong. And I'll tell you what, this surgery is painful. So the first thing they do is they put a local anesthetic in your neck, which hurts, and that hurt will be repeated many times. So ironically, the anesthesia burns like hell. Oh my God, it hurts. So firstly, the needle, they usually put it kind of deep, so there's this really sharp sensation, and then you have the burning of the chemicals, and that hurts so bad. Anyway, so then the first time before they started the surgery, they left it for a good while, at least 10 minutes, probably more. I didn't have access to a clock. They wouldn't let me take my phone into the surgery, which was, I was kind of disappointed, because I wanted to take a photograph for you guys of how crazy I was. I mean, I had like these weird not electrical, but like some kind of sensing things on my forehead, 2 of them. I was like plastered in random medical stuff. Not random, but I felt random. I felt like a cyborg. I was like, wow, you guys are like doing a cosplay, and you're just like sticking stuff on me as I'm sitting here. Instead of a costume like that you make on a sewing machine or whatever off of the person, they're just plastering it on me. So it was weird. They were taping stuff to me and just sticking and yeah, tube and needles and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, so yeah, when they were cutting my neck, those things really didn't hurt a lot. What did hurt was they use these like spreaders to open the area so they can see and work, and that hurt. But you could kind of feel like, okay, it's starting to hurt. Let's ask for more anesthesia. And so they give it to you, but that needle, sharp pain, and then the burning was so painful. Oh my God. Oof. But like I said, if you need the surgery, you need the surgery. Pain is temporary. I'm not feeling that pain. I'm feeling different pain right now. But that is also temporary. So then at some point when they got really deep, I think when they were getting close to the nerve, the vagus nerve, my teeth started hurting so bad. And apparently that's a known thing that happens, especially like on the bottom, my second molar on the bottom, and then on the top hurt as well. I have no tooth problems. I have no problems with my teeth. So it was definitely just touching the nerves that were setting it off. And then, I understand a little bit of Swedish. It is a little bit scary, like them talking Swedish and I not understanding it. But I know some words, and I could, when he said something like, let's get the patch going, like, because I knew what the procedure was, is they cut the artery along the long side, right? They don't chop it in half. They cut along the long side, and then they clear out the plaque, and then they put a patch on top of it. And the reason is so that the artery doesn't get narrowed. They don't want to restrict the blood flow, because when you sew it up, it's going to naturally lose a little bit of diameter. So instead, they put a patch on the top of it so that it can heal that way. So I knew that was happening, and the closing obviously took a lot less time than the opening did. God. And then finally, I asked the anesthesiologist. I said, I really want sensation back in my neck. Can you please do a nice job of sewing? And so she passed that on to them. And of course, they would do it for everybody. This is not something that they try to mess up on or whatever. But I thought I'd just maybe sweeten it a little bit. And so then at the very end of the surgery, the doctor says, very beautiful scar. So I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, like I said, I had this surgery yesterday, and we have this drain. We have this hurts so much. This is the scar here underneath. Yeah, so I guess we'll see what it looks like later. I feel like I haven't lost any vocal capabilities. I have no problems. Yesterday it was a bit hairy because they didn't let me drink water for 18 hours, and my mouth was so dry. My tongue was literally sticking to the top of my mouth. It was so dry, and it was just kind of hell. It was bad. And then I had to go to the post-op ward. Oh, before I got there, it was so funny because in the operating room, we were transferring from the operating table to my bed, and so. It was so funny because they're like, okay, well, you're going to sit up now, and then we're going to, move you over. And so I started get up. No, don't you move. Because they don't want me to strain any of this, because, stitches, they don't want the stitches to come out and have to go and operate again because you can tear stuff. We don't want to tear stuff. Do not want to be operating again or being operated on. And so basically the thing was lay like a rag doll. They will move you. They will move every body part you need. They will turn you, flip you, shove you over, whatever. And so that's what happened is I was trying to be a good patient and lay like a rag doll so I don't tear any of the stitches. So then they take me to the post-op ward where I'm not allowed to get out of the bed at all. I'm just sitting there or laying there, which was okay. On the way to the post-op ward, my anesthesiologist was there. She was really nice, and they were doing testing during the procedure as well to make sure that I wasn't getting hypoxic. So she'd ask me to squeeze her hand, and sometimes to say things like my social security number and stuff like that. But anyway, so she was kind of had this little relationship with me. So she was walking with me to the post-op. She said, yeah, now you can get some rest and sleep for I said, 4 hours is a long time to be in post-op. No, just you can rest and sleep. And then when I got there, I find out they test your neurological function every 15 minutes for the whole 6 hours I was there. So there's no sleeping involved whatsoever. Not at all. No sleeping. So that was bad. That was really bad. I was just I really wanted to sleep. And, sleep is so good for healing. But yeah, they wouldn't let me sleep. So anyway, there was some really lovely nurses there too in the post-op, really great characters. I'm not going to name people because I don't want to forget anybody. And I didn't know everybody's name either. But really cool people there, and they were really nice. They didn't let me have water for 4 hours in post-op, and that 18 hours that includes that 4 hours in post-op because you have to stop drinking before I had to stop drinking. What time was it? 2 o'clock in the morning or something. I don't know, but yeah, oh my God, I'm getting parched right now. Pardon me. I think it's all the talking about the dryness. So, yeah, I get to the post-op ward, and after 4 hours, they let me have water finally. I had lingonberry juice, which was very nice. I haven't had it before. It was really good. To get a little bit of sugar, they wouldn't let me eat anything. And then I had, what else did I have? Ah, yes, they gave me an ice lolly, as they call them in Britain, popsicle to Americans. Yeah, it was really nice. It was one called Pigeline, which is like pear flavor. Yes, in America there is no such thing as pear flavored ice cream or anything else, but here we have pear juice, pear ice cream, and it's a lovely little popsicle because it has this like overtone of vanilla as well, and it's very, very strong. So that was a nice, you know, good feel. And I was really hungry, but they wouldn't let me eat. And then they were like, oh, yeah, let's just do liquids first. And then finally the doctor came by and he also wouldn't let me eat. And I'm like, what the heck? It had already been like 24 hours. I haven't had any food for 24 hours. No food, no like, any like IV with any sort of glucose or anything. So like my brain is starting to like crash. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? But no, you're not allowed to eat. And I'm like, oh my God. So they sent me back to my ward where I am right now. And they gave me some juice and said, I'm not allowed to leave the bed. And that's why they wouldn't take out the catheter for the urine and all this stuff. And I'm a Catherine. Remember I said I'm like a unicorn? Well, unicorns don't like being in captivity. So I quickly figured out how to lower the gate on the bed. I unhooked myself from the bed because like this drain drains into like a little baggy thing. So I unhooked that from the bed. Like after, more than 24 hours of no food at all, like nothing, I was just like, I can't drink sugar all night, like in orange juice and stuff. I'm like, that's bad for you. So I snuck into my stash. Thank God I brought it. So anyway, I had a sandwich because I was just really feeling bad. He was worried. The doctor was really worried about like my autonomic kind of swallow reflexes and stuff. But I had been swallowing the whole time while I was in the post-op, so I wasn't worried. And you know what? I'm responsible. I take my life into my hands. They warned me. I was just like, I'm doing it anyway. I also got out of bed, which I'm not supposed to do, but because of they don't want me to rip the stitches. But when I arrived at my ward here in this room, with the jostling from moving around and trying to figure out the lines here, the catheter became extremely uncomfortable, and I couldn't stand it. It's such a sensitive area, and I was like, nope, just nope. So I basically commanded the nurse to take it off, and she's like, well, you have to use a potty by the bed or a bedpan. I'm like, okay, well, we'll get to it when we get to it. Fully knowing that I would get out of the bed and go to the bathroom, which I did, because I'm an independent person, and I figured out the gate on the bed. She didn't even lower the gate on the bed because she knew. I think she knew I would try to get out, but it was easy. It wasn't straining. If anything, I would have hopped over the side. The gate on this particular bed is very low, so I could easily hop. But yeah, I was naughty. I got a sandwich. I got toilet, so that was good. But anyway, so that leaves us here today. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing. They also won't let you sleep here. They monitor your blood pressure every 2 hours. Yay. I don't understand what's up with these doctors. Like, don't they know that sleep is important for healing? I don't get that. What they could have done instead is left in the arterial line, which they put in the pre-op, which monitors your blood pressure continuously. It doesn't beep. It just is like an IV that's in your arm, and it just continuously measures your blood pressure. Why didn't they leave that in instead of having a nurse come every 2 hours and wake me up and take my blood pressure? I don't get it. Like, that was weird and dumb. So, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, sleep. I got like 5 hours of sleep, I guess. I think the nurse had mercy on me and she let me sleep a little bit longer during one of the gaps. So, because I was just exhausted. I'm still exhausted, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, so that leaves me where I am right now. I'm very concerned about my, like this whole area here is completely numb. Like I was worried about down here, but it's this up here has no sensation. Like I think I can feel pressure, but I can't feel any like normal sensation there. And that is like all the way to the bandage. So the numbness was much worse than I thought. I did ask the doctor about, like before the surgery. He says, well, you'll probably be numb for a few months at least 6 months. So that's not great. But, like I've said to you guys in the past, that, all my scars are really numb. I really hope I get something back, because this is a lot to be numb for the rest of your life. Like your entire cheek and chin and the whole neck, at least to the scar, probably beyond, because the bottom side of the scar is also going to be affected as well. So, yeah, it's not great. I am very happy though that my voice seems to be okay. I sounded like after all those hours of not drinking, I sounded like a tractor. The doctor was like, oh yeah, your voice sounds fine. I'm like, no, it doesn't. What? How? Because it sounded so bad. But now today, I'm very confident that it sounds normal. I'm a little bit gravelly right now because, again, I think I've just gotten kind of like dehydrated in the mouth. They did give me like saline through the IV, but in my mouth, it's still really dry. So anyway, I'm in a lot of pain, especially with this drain. I hope they take the drain out today. But that's kind of, what's happening. So successful surgery. I was not afraid. It was so funny because like when I left this ward to go to the operating area, the nurse said, good luck. And I said, we don't need luck. We're in Sweden. We have excellent care here. So, yeah, I mean, it's very defining, feeling like you're in good hands. And like, there's no worry. I had zero worry that I would die because the doctor explained all of the fail safes of this operation. Yeah, doing okay. So I hope everyone is now comforted that I am alive and well. And I have to say, this is top-notch care. So if you ever need what I had, this, I forget what it's called, but it's a carotid endarterectomy, something like this. Get the tar, shovel it out of the arteries. And that is what we've been doing. Yeah. Hey, everyone. This is the afternoon now. I've met with the doctor. I've also had the drain removed, thank God. Oh, apparently young people have a much greater reaction to the drain that I had than older people. And apparently we find it a lot more painful. It was horrendous. And since they've had it removed, it's been mostly okay. I have just slight pain here. Well, slight. Just don't touch it. If I don't touch it, it's fine, but I can swallow a lot better and stuff. I did talk to the doctor about the numbness. They said that is probably gone forever. It may get back, it may not, but it has to do with individual neurons healing down here. I had no idea that those neurons would reach all the way from there to the chin. I thought maybe the chin, maybe the feeling neurons came from the back here. They don't. They come from the neck up. So that wasn't what I was anticipating. So when I made the video before about losing sensation in the neck, this is like much worse than I thought it was going to be. So that's not great. But the surgery was a success, so that's good. And they had me meet with a physiotherapist, which was great. She said to me that basically the inpatient rehab is for people who can't care for themselves, for people who can't wash or they can't walk or can't do whatever daily activities. And since I can do all of those and I just need help walking, she recommended that I just go back to my apartment and have like a team of physiotherapists meet with me and give me exercises to do. So that sounded really good to me. She was pretty happy with my progress of what I've been doing. exercise wise, and how I've been walking and stuff. She thinks my arm is just fine, and yeah, I told her I had a little bit of weakness in specific kinds of movements, but you know, the gaming hand is just fine, so don't worry about that. It's just like the shoulder. There's some weirdness with the shoulder, but my balance isn't like 100%. Like I can't stand on one leg very well. I can't do the tiptoes very well. So all of that needs to be practiced and stuff over time. But I'm hoping to regain all the strength and be back with my cats. Yay! So I'm really excited for that, and I'm excited. Hopefully, Matthias will get to come home soon, and we'll be able to do the things that people do, like hug. I like to hug. I'm a big huggy kind of person. So anyway, so that is kind of all I have for you. And so I shall say, I hope you have much less surgery. there's a Twitch streamer that I really like called Zizzer, and he's from Norway. But he plays Path of Exile. And he always says, try to die less than I do, because he plays hardcore. And once you die in hardcore, you got to start over again. It's pretty traumatic. So I would say, try to have less surgeries than I do, if at all possible. Or maybe try to have less strokes than I do, because surgery is actually a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing to help you feel better and to help your life be better and healthier. So try to have less strokes than I do. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.
Vabbè,